Namaste, my name is Sierra Jade, and thank you for choosing Conscious Current Yoga to either start your day or give you a midday workout or evening workout, whatever it is that has brought you here today. Thank you, I appreciate it, and thank you once again for all of your likes, your shares, your subscribes. It is really helpful to the channel. So just starting with a few recommendations for props. If you only have one block, totally fine, but I would recommend if you have at least 1 or 2 yoga blocks, a blanket or something to pad your knees. And then for just the beginning of the practice, either a bolster or a pillow, you can use the blocks as well, something that's going to elevate the hips. And what we want to kind of do is, I've got myself shimmied towards the edge of the bolster, and I just want to draw my kneecaps down. So now my hip bones are up here, and then my kneecaps are down, aiming towards the floor. And that's really all you'll need for this practice. We're going to do a gentle hip and hamstring flow. So we will mix with some calisthenics. So we will be doing downward facing dog. If that feels uncomfortable or not accessible, always opt for staying either down on the elbows or hands and knees. All right, and with that, we'll go ahead and get started. Just getting yourself situated, sitting up nice and tall, finding a stationary position that is comfortable for you. When you're ready, we'll let the eyes close. Take a deep breath in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. A few more times just like that, in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. Allow the muscles in the face to soften. Feel the jawline relax, feel the shoulders drop. Feel the spine and the core nice and stable. Lifting from the middle so that we can relax the upper body. And we can begin to silence the mind by allowing the thoughts to just wash over us. Not holding on to anything. Not getting lost in a train of thought. And we do this by just bringing attention to it as much as possible. When something comes up and we start to ruminate or start to go down that rabbit hole, just noticing, and it doesn't have to be a big deal. It's nothing to beat yourself up about or to even have an inner dialogue about, just gently pivoting, continuing to just bring the attention back to the breath. As you inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Look up in between the hands. As you exhale, press the palms together, bring the hands to prayer at the center of the heart. Twice more, inhale, arms come down, back, and all the way up. Look up in between the hands. Exhale, hands come to prayer at the center of the heart. Last one, inhale, arms come down, back, and all the way up. This time we're gonna bend that right elbow like we're trying to scratch our left shoulder blade. And then my left hand grabs for that right elbow. And hold and breathe. Maybe we dip the body to the right hand side. Inhale through center. Exhale, dip it over to the left hand side. Inhale through center, arms come all the way up. Exhale, drop that left arm back like we're scratching that right elbow or right shoulder blade. Right hand grabs for that left shoulder blade or left elbow. Inhale. And exhale. Dipping the body over to the left hand side. Inhaling through center. And exhale, dipping it over to the right hand side. Inhale through center, arms come all the way up. And exhale, just letting them float all the way down. Let the hands touch the knees and just rotating out the shoulders a few times, bringing them up and back and down. Allow the eyes to stay closed if possible. Just focusing on the breath going in and out of the body. When you're ready, option to stay here in crisscross position, or we can bring the soles of the feet together. Now, if it feels more comfortable to come off of the bolster or off of whatever it is that you have supporting the glutes, you can totally do that. If not, we'll just hold here for a few deep breaths. And as you breathe, we want to focus on getting the air as deep down into the body as possible, all the way down into those hip bones. And we can bring in a little bit of movement here, just circling around from the hips. And circling in the opposite direction. And gently bringing it back to stillness. If you have a bolster or anything under the glutes, just go ahead and set it off to the side. And propping our knees up if needed. I have a little blanket, and then we just want to set our blocks so that they're right at the top of the mat. And we'll take a tabletop position. So just looking down, making sure everything is nice and aligned as possible. We want to have those shoulders over the wrist, and then we want to have the wrist parallel with the kneecaps. And then we want to also have the hips as much as we can parallel with the kneecaps as well. Nice level table. And we'll hold here for a few deep breaths, just holding the tabletop position, just feeling where we are in space. And I want you to take your attention to that little divot between the shoulder blades and the upper spine. So sometimes we have a caving motion where the whole abdomen and the chest wants to draw down. We want to really power up through our palms, through our wrist, through our arms, and push so that we take that space, take that divot out of that top of the neck in between the shoulder blades. We want a nice even back. And hold and breathe. This is a great way to build practical muscle in the arms, in the shoulders. If you have any type of neck injury or arm injury, like nerve pain or anything, as I do, this position can feel pretty intense after just a few seconds of holding and breathing. When you're ready, take a deep breath in and go ahead and kick that right foot out behind you. Draw the toes down and draw that right hip down. It wants to pop out and open up to the right hand side. We're just going to draw it down towards the floor and hold and breathe. Option to bring that left arm up, even if it just comes a centimeter off the mat, or we can just keep it down. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to bring that knee towards the chest. Maybe the elbow comes towards the knee. Inhale, kick it out. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, kick it out. Once more. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, kick it out. Relax that left hand. I'm going to kickstand my right foot out to the side. Before I come up, just making sure that my arch of my right foot is parallel with my left knee. And when you're ready, inhale, arms come all the way up. And exhale, bring it back down. And I'm going to draw my hips down towards the mat. And then inhale, just shifting forward, just like that. Just that rocking sensation back and forth. Move with the speed of the breath. So many things are happening here while we're taking this shifting back and forth, also trying to keep our attention on that divot in the shoulders, really powering up the arms. Beautiful. And we can come in for a little bit of a hold here. So option to come down if you've got that mobility and that space. You can come down on the elbows onto the floor, or we can stack the blocks. Any height works. We can go higher if we need more space. Coming down on the elbows and just holding and breathing all that good air into the hip. Let your next exhale start to bring you back up through center. Feel yourself lifting from the core. When you're ready, inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, drop that right arm down the right side of the body. And just stretching that left arm over, getting a nice lateral stretch. Inhale, arms come all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands back down. And just bringing that right leg in. Taking a few cats and cows before we get that on the opposite side. Inhale, bringing it into that cow tilt, arch the spine, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round the spine, bring the chin towards the chest. It may feel nice to take circles from the hips, so just shifting all the way around. In one direction and then the other. When you're ready, bring yourself back to your neutral spine. Kick that left leg out, draw that hip bone, draw the toes down. Hold for 2 deep breaths. Option to let that right arm extend out in front of us. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, kick it out. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, kick it out. Last one. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, kick it out. Release that right hand down, and we're going to kickstand that left leg out to the side. Once again, making sure that that left arch of the foot is parallel with the right kneecap. And when you're ready, inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, bring it back down. Shifting back and forth, just bringing in that rocking sensation. Drawing the hips back towards that right heel. On the exhale, as you inhale, shifting forward. Beautiful. Option to bring in the blocks at this point, or to come all the way down onto the mat and just releasing the elbows down. We want to keep both hips high. Try to relax the neck. We want to have a slight tuck of the chin in towards the chest, and just holding and breathing. When you're ready, we can inhale, slowly walk those hands, walk the elbows back up. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, drop that left arm down the left leg. Getting a lateral stretch on the right side of the body. Maybe we look up towards that right hand. Take a deep breath in. And exhale it out. Arms come all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands back down, and just sweeping that left leg back through center. Option to stay here, or to come to a standing position at the top of the mat. If not, we're gonna push our toes into the mat and lift up for a downward facing dog. And just walking out the dog,
lifting one heel and then the other. Take your eyes, look all the way back towards those big toes. Now, if you're at the top of the mat and you're standing there, you'll get into the next poses by just stepping back into the lunges. So as you inhale, I'm gonna bring my right leg high. As you exhale, I'm gonna step or help that foot forward. Now, if you're at the top of the mat, you're just gonna step your left foot back so that you get into that lunge pose. So option to leave the hands down on that right knee, or we can bring the arms all the way up and hold and breathe. As you exhale, I'm gonna grab for those blocks and I wanna line them up with my right foot. I'm gonna draw my left foot in about 1 inch to 1/2 inch. And then that'll give me a little bit more wiggle room so that I can kind of straighten that right leg. So I'm setting up for that pyramid pose. And this is a really big hamstring stretch. And I'm using the blocks to support me because without the blocks, my whole upper body would be falling forward. We want to try to square the hips, square the shoulders. We can have a nice gentle bend in the knee if that feels better in the body. That back heel doesn't have to touch the floor completely, and just holding and breathing. And you take as much or as little space as you need in the pyramid pose between the legs. We can come all the way back, or we can, whatever gives you that space. Take a deep breath in. When you're ready, I'm going to use my blocks to assist myself. I'm just going to step that left leg forward, taking a wide leg chair pose. So my knees are not together, they're nice and wide, and just bringing the arms up. And hold and breathe. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Exhale, hands come to prayer at the center of the heart. And just let them come down to the side. Allow yourself to take a moment to breathe, take some water. Now let's take our feet as wide or almost as wide as the mat, taking the hands to the hips and just circling the hips all the way around. And you can really bend your knees and allow yourself to accentuate the movement. Keep going in the same direction.
And when you're ready, rotate in the opposite direction. And inhale, bring it right back to stillness. Take those feet in a little bit. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, I'm gonna forward fold, but I'm not coming all the way down. I'm coming to just touch my blocks. And then I can give myself a little bit of space. And just holding and breathing. We can drop the head down if that feels comfortable. And if you're here and this feels okay, maybe we turn the toes out towards the corners of the mat and take a deep squat. Option to take the blocks and to prop them up underneath the glutes. And holding and breathing. When you're ready, parallel the feet. Hands come towards the blocks or towards the floor and lift the hips. I'm just going to reset my blocks. And option to inhale and roll the body up and just stay here in your standing position. Or from here, we can step ourselves right back into our downward facing dog. Whatever feels accessible and good in the body. And just getting that on the opposite side, walk the feet out again. When you're ready, lift that left leg high. Exhale, step or help it through. And if you're standing, you'll just step the right foot back. And inhale, lift the abdomen, hand either resting on that left thigh or arms come all the way up. Hold and breathe. Deep breath in. Exhale, shifting the weight of the body forward. Grab for those blocks. Sweep that right foot back or sweep it up about a foot to a foot and a half. That way I can start to square those hips and straighten that left leg. And taking pyramid pose on the opposite side. Beautiful. When you're ready, I'm going to start to bend into that front knee. I'm just going to walk the blocks forward to the top of the mat. That way I can have enough room to step that right foot forward and wide leg chair pose. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, drop that right arm down the side body. Give yourself a nice lateral stretch on the left-hand side. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, left arm drops down. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer at the center of the heart. Feel your weight start to shift onto that left leg. And I'm just gonna sweep that right leg open. Oops. And now I'm in my goddess pose, just checking your feet out for alignment. And we can bring the hands down to the knees and just shifting the weight side to side. If you have an exercise ball in this position, taking this pose doesn't feel comfortable, you can also always do this on an exercise ball. It's probably nice to do it either way on an exercise ball and like this if possible. And just shifting the weight side to side. If you can go lower, bringing it as low as the hips will let you. When my mom gave birth to me, her hips didn't separate, so this is a big thing for me, is trying to make sure that my hips are nice and mobile. And we'll just hover here in the middle. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, we're gonna dip down, bring that right elbow or right shoulder towards the left knee. Inhale through center. Exhale, left shoulder, right knee. Inhale through center. Exhale, reverse it. Inhale through center. Exhale, reverse it. Once more, inhale through center. Exhale, reverse it. Inhale through center. Exhale, left shoulder, right knee. Beautiful. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Straighten those legs. Parallel the feet so that all 10 toes are in the same direction. And we're gonna forward fold. Now you can grab your block, 1 or 2, and just put them right in front of your face. And I'll turn so that you can see me. It just gives you a little bit more assistance so that you don't have to come all the way down to the ground. It keeps the hips and everything nice and level. And holding and breathing. If it feels good, we can shift the hips side to side. We can bend into one knee and then the other. When you're ready, I'm just gently gonna turn the toes out towards the corners of the mat. That way I can start to shift my weight and I can get back to the top of the mat. Once I get back to the top of the mat, and the blocks are really helpful because I use it because I can't really come all the way down right now. And then I can just step my foot forward and bring it back to mountain pose at the top of the mat. Let your body take water. Ooh. I don't think this flow is feeling as gentle as it was feeling for me a few weeks ago. All right. Deep breath in, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. We're gonna come all the way back down. So just stepping one leg back at a time. However you get there. we're gonna come all the way down onto our side. So we'll start with laying on the left-hand side. And you can use a blanket to prop up under the belly or under the hips. And just doing a few clams. So we want to make sure that the knees are parallel with each other, the feet are parallel with each other, and then we're just going to bend the knees and bring the heels in towards the glutes, and I'm just resting my head on my left hand. As you inhale, just pulling that right knee apart from the left. Exhale, bring it back together. That's one. We're going to do 20. Inhale, bring it open. Exhale, bring it back together. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ooh, yeah. Usually I'll try to do about 3 sets of 20 of those, but for the sake of the video, you can pause it. You can do more, whatever feels good. And then we'll get that on the other side. So typically you can just kind of flip over on the other side. For the sake of the video, I'm gonna shift in the opposite direction, but just setting yourself up on the right hand side. And when you're ready, making sure you've got that alignment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Beautiful. And when you're ready, just coming all the way down, resting in a fetal position. Resting on your forearm. If it feels good in the body, you can cover yourself up with a blanket, just welcoming in your Savasana. Allowing yourself to integrate the movement with the breath, just letting everything stop and finding that stillness.
You're welcome to stay here in Savasana as long as you need. Feel free to pause the video and continue when you're ready. If not, we'll take a deep breath in. Go ahead and push yourself all the way up. And just taking the hands to prayer at the center of the heart. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.